everyone. We're going to start. I'm sorry, my internet. Okay, so let's see. The content of this course is divided in 4 weeks. We have on the week one, we will see these topics. This is the organization of the course. So first we're going to have some lingual skill overview. We will see what is it about, different parts. And then during the first weeks, we're going to focus on improving your English. We will check some grammar and vocabulary things we need to polish so we can move on and do the test. Then during the week 3 and 4, we will work together on some parts of the test. We will work on the 4 sections of the exam, and we will check some techniques to work it out. So this is the test. This is the exam that you will be doing in 1 month. You will be ready for it. And we're going to start reading first this introduction. This is slide. I would like to ask, okay, it's either Cres. Sorry, is your name Cres? It's a nickname?
Yes, my name is Crescencio. My nickname is Cres.
Okay, very well. Please, Cres, can you help me read this chart, the introduction?
Sure. Introduction. Linguist skill general evaluates the language used in everyday life, making it perfect for university entry or graduation, for job selection processes that take place in a known business environment. For example, if the employee needs significant English skills to perform his or her role effectively, but does not require specialist business terminology. This makes the test suitable for a wide range of organizations. Test topics include study, work plans for the future, travel, and technology.
Very well. So the test lingual skill is divided in these. There are 4 parts, but the first 2 ones are bended. We have the first reading and listening in one part, this combined section. In the exam will be about 1 hour. It could be a little bit like 1 hour and 25 minutes. And you maybe wonder, why is the difference in this time? Why 60 minutes or why 85 minutes? And here in Ryan, we have 45 minutes, speaking 15 minutes. So the exam has something interesting. It works in 2 ways. First, we could say that it's an exam that is adaptive. This is one thing about the exam. So why is it adaptive? Well, we could say that it's a personalized exam. So everyone has a different exam. Let's say, for example, imagine that you start working on the test. And you have a question. The first question is easy. Es una pregunta fácil, vamos a decir. So the first question you will all have in your exam will be easy. But then how you answer to those questions will change the questions during the exam. So, I mean, everyone will have a different exam, but the exam will automatically change the questions as you move on to see how you perform. Let's put an example from a regular exam on a paper. Un examen que es sobre papel, las preguntas ya están escritas, ¿verdad? So they are already there. You don't change them. Lingua skill is different. Las preguntas no están escritas. Entonces las preguntas pueden aumentar de dificultad o disminuir de dificultad. This will be according to your performance. So what Cambridge wants to do with this is that you have a better experience. Entonces aquí no vamos a experimentar algo que sea como el examen fue fácil o fue difícil, ya que el examen lo que busca es adaptarse al nivel que estás demostrando al momento de hacerlo. So that's why it's called an adaptative exam, and that's why we have about 60 to 85 minutes. Entonces, si por ejemplo tienes un nivel muy avanzado, el examen va a durar los 85 minutos. So they will give you more questions, and each question will be a little bit more difficult than the previous one. And if you didn't have the first good questions really, you didn't have good results at the beginning of the test. So that means that you won't have a lot of questions. So that's the point. Why is it like this? To improve your experience during the exam. So it's going to be adaptative. De hecho, aquí mientras veamos el examen van a ver aquí que, por ejemplo, el número de preguntas es variable. Esto no tenemos un número de preguntas exacto porque va a depender de nuevo de su desempeño. Entonces, el examen se va a adaptar a ustedes de acuerdo al nivel que vayan a demostrar. Okay, that's one thing we need to know about LinguaSkill. That is an adaptive test. Other thing that, is not a wonder now in this technology world, we have artificial intelligence rating the test. So writing and speaking, they are, well, I mean, also the reading and listening. Let's say that all exam is rated first by the artificial intelligence, included writing and speaking, but is reviewed by a human. So first is reviewed by an artificial intelligence and then by a human. Okay, some of the different things about this exam. Okay, so you see the different sections: reading and listening, writing, and speaking. Esto vamos a profundizar durante el curso. Cada una de las preguntas, esto es solo como vamos a ver como una vista previa o general de lo que será el examen. Now, this is in order to start. So you're here for a reason. Some of you were waiting a long time. Some of you were looking forward to starting this course. So now let's think about these questions just to break the ice. So the first question is, why do you want to take the LinguaSkill test? Why are you here? And what will you be doing in 5 years from now? That means, what are your goals? What goals do you have with English? What do you want to do with English? How will it help you professionally, academically, personally? So let's talk about this. I would like to ask each of you. Jairo, can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay, nice to meet you.
nice to meet you.
Very well, Jairo. So the first, I will ask you the two questions. Why do you want to take this test, the certification course? And what are your goals? You think about short, long-term goals.
The first question, get better opportunities in jobs. And the second question, I think that in 5 years, maybe I will work in some company like Ford, and I think maybe I will live in other country.
Very good, very interesting. Yeah, it's true that good companies or companies that offer a good payment, they usually have English, at least desirable proficiency in English. Good. Okay. How about you, Ale? So again, the same two questions. Why do you want to take the LinguaSkill test? And what are your goals for the next 5 years?
Well, the first one, I think that I take the course because my degree requires to speak the language.
Yeah.
The certification, and in 5 years, I think that I will be graduating.
Okay, good. So it's more academically in the
Yeah.
short term.
Yes, for me, yes. Well, academically and professionally.
Very well. And what is your master? What are you studying?
Veterinary.
Okay, very well. Interesting, thank you. How about you? Can you tell me, Heidi? It's nice it's nice to see you again. So the two questions we're asking, why do you want to take the test? And what are your goals for the next 5 years?
Hi, teacher. I want to take the lingual skill because I hope to speak very well, and I think I hope in 5 years um, the better opportunities for my family and me. And I want to learn English because personality goals for me.
Very well. Excellent. So it's like the last step. I mean, you never stop learning English. That's something for sure. Me myself, I never stop learning new things, and that's in any language. That's the beautiful thing about English, but you don't need to learn forever to have a proficient use. So, very good. It's good you want to improve it. You have these goals. And I would like to ask now, Chris, can you tell us, please, how about you?
Okay. I will want to take the test because it's an important goal for me, and it's important for me to improve my English. I'm not sure what I'm going to do in 5 years, but I'm sure that my level of English will help me to reach some goals about my job, to improve relations with suppliers, with new clients, and personally, I think it's important because I really love to travel to other countries, and it's important to have a good communication and learn about another cultures or people or countries or whatever. It's important for me.
Nice. So you have a vision. You have you have a vision for the future you would like to do.
Yes.
Good. So, very well. See that many of you see the focus, you see the target. It's on your job or future jobs. Uh, sorry, I think I'm skipping. Okay, I would like to ask the same question to Miguel. The same two questions. Why taking this course? And what are your goals?
Yes. I want, I want to take the lingual skill test because I want to get the certification. I will be doing in 5 years from now. I hope to be a best job. I want to give a better quality life of from my family. And maybe in 5 years, my family and I will be living in a country of the common law,
Of the Commonwealth?
common
Commonwealth, yeah. Like,
yes, Commonwealth, yes,
okay, very good. So like Australia, Canada,
Canadian, England.
England. Awesome. Yeah, it's beautiful to see this site, to live in other places. It's beautiful. Okay. I think I'm skipping someone. I don't know if I asked Victor. Victor, did I ask you the
No,
questions already? Can you please tell us
yeah.
these two
Well,
questions? Why in
first,
schools?
yeah. First, I really need the title or the certification, and second, because I don't know, I think I can improve in some things like the listening and the writing, and I think this course helped me. Well, the entire course helped me to improve in this part, and well, I what I think I will be doing in 5 years. Well, I don't know, but at least I'm going to speak English, so that's a good point. Um, and yeah, that's well. I hope to have a good job because I'm studying engineer, so that I need that. So that's all.
Okay, very well. Thank you for sharing your goals. So why are we checking this at the beginning? Because what you're doing now and what you will be doing here during the class is going to be what motivates you to keep in class. Well, you already finished like lots of months of studying English with us, and now we want to help you with the last. It's like I say, right? Like polishing. Es como pulir, right? We want to polish some things. You already know some things. Now we want to make it better, right? So, you won't stop learning English. Don't you think that after this course you will know everything you have to know about English? That's not the idea, but that's what we want to give you is the last is to give you the last tools to help you to keep improving. Okay, so we are going to check. We're going to start. One second. Let me open the presentation. Okay, I want to tell you in the meanwhile some things about the Lingua Skill test. That is a test made by Cambridge University. You know that Cambridge is a university that is in the United Kingdom, right? So they are like the masters of English, we could say. This certification doesn't have like something you call an expiration date, una fecha de caducidad. The reason is that this exam is one of the most modern ones, is one of the most modern versions. And it's like every year they make new exams with new research. So if you have your Lingua Skill test, it's not like you will have to renew it. It's not necessary. All right, I want to explain that. But you don't need to renew it once you have an English proficiency test. Así pasa, obviamente, que se nos puede olvidar. Bueno, ni siquiera olvidar, sino que a falta de práctica nos oxidamos un poco, ¿no? But the point is that you won't forget, no? It's not like you forget the things. When you have proficiency in English, it's hard, not to forget. It's something like riding a bike, sorry. But it's important that you keep practicing. So this test, Lingua Skill, it won't expire. No tiene como una fecha de expiración, and is valid worldwide. Let's check. So one of the first things we're going to talk about is a review of in the grammar. We're going to check parts of a speech and tenses. And we're going to check some of the grammar tools that you need for the test. One of them are the reported speech, conditionals, passive voice, infinitives and gerunds. Esos son como los temas. Obviamente no va a haber una pregunta que pregunte, valga la redundancia, sobre qué es la voz pasiva. But you need to use it during the test. Here you need to use the structures. For example, in your writing section, you need to write using these structures. And in a everyday proficient use, eso es así porque en un día a día habitual, en el que una persona tiene dominio del inglés, necesita conocer y manejar muy bien estas estructuras. That's why we're going to see them, but not only grammar. Okay, so in order to understand grammar, because this sometimes is the monster, but we want to see what is grammar. Let's remember a little bit. We have 3 options. So which of these options do you think is the best definition of grammar? A, B, or C? Let's check the answers. I'm going to read them and then you choose. So the option A says, it refers to how we order letters to make words. Option B, it refers to how we pronounce words according to defined rules for certain language. Or letter C, it refers to how we combine, organize, and change words, parts of words, and groups of words to make meaning. Which of these 3 options, A, B, or C, do you think is correct? You can comment, any of you. You have it.
I think C.
Okay. So yes, the answer is letter C. It refers to how we combine, organize, and change words. So you see, grammar is not everything. Actually, it's a bad thing we start right away with grammar when we are learning English, right? So you already have the words. That's something you get through practice, your vocabulary, and then the grammar is going to help you how to put those words together, right? But better grammar is not going to give you better use of English. So here what you have to do with the grammar, if you have a good bank of words, un buen banco de palabras, un buen léxico, entonces lo que hace la gramática es mejorar muchísimo más eso. That's why I see every day some situations, for example, here in where I live, where people try to speak English. That's the strong point. Esa es una parte fuerte de esas personas en esta parte del país que se esfuerzan por hablar el inglés aunque no lo manejan. There's people with very little education, fishermen, tourist provider, tourist activities providers. Hay proveedores de actividades turísticas y los pescadores que hablan inglés, o sea, los escuchas y están hablando, aunque no es la mejor gramática, or people who go to the United States, maybe illegally, or maybe without that good use of English. And they push themselves to speak it, and they can use it for very basic things. Pero ese es un punto bueno, right? Now here we are in a course where we have a structure, we have a good structured grammar, we have a structured vocabulary, and this is going to help you. But what I mean is, the thing that these people do is really good. You need to find a way to practice. So if you haven't done it, and if you are not doing it, try to find ways to practice every day your English. You don't need to go out and speak to a gringo, right? You need to find ways that you can find entertaining, and you need to check what works for you, okay? I'm going to go later. Why are we talking about this if we're talking about grammar? But if you like listening to things while you're working, while you're on your way to work, si vamos camino al trabajo o nos gusta escuchar algo mientras trabajamos o hacemos algo, you can listen to podcasts in English. There are many podcasts you can listen to. The news, now on the internet, you can read everything. There's people who spend hours on social media. So if you can't resist the temptation to check Facebook and Instagram every day, check not only the Spanish ones, check the ones in English. And I'm going to give you some tools like what things you can read that will help you to practice. So the goal will be for you, try to practice at least 30 minutes, more extra to this class. Try to practice 30 minutes yourself. Intenten practicar 30 minutos aparte de esta clase cada día. If you couldn't do it one day, then do it 1 hour the next day. Si un día no pudiste hacer media hora, no sé, hazlo 15 minutos, you know. So, but don't skip your English. That little practice every day, and that, if you are constant, is what helps you. That's when we say we are proficient, and it's not magic, it's just the use. Okay, so we were talking about grammar, right? So it's important to know, because we are going to use some techniques during the test. When I say techniques, algunas técnicas para contestar las preguntas, no piensen que son trampas, right? They are just, we are not cheating on the test, but we are taking advantage of what we know so we can go faster, we go smoother, right? There are some techniques we need to follow. For example, during a text, something that it's common is I read the text and then I answer the questions. Y es lo más lógico. Me dan un texto y tengo que contestar unas preguntas. Entonces primero leo el texto y luego contesto. Pero esto no necesariamente tiene que ser así. Hay otras cosas que podemos hacer previo y durante para que sea mucho más eficiente. And so that's why these things that we're going to see now, they will help you to answer these parts of the test. Other thing is to identify the kinds of questions, identificar los tipos de preguntas, porque en el examen hay tipos de preguntas. So some questions will ask you about vocabulary. Some questions will ask you about grammar. And some questions, maybe they are conversational skills. So that's what we're going to check during this course. All right. So first, we are going to define parts of a speech. Parts of a speech is partes discursivas en español. And the parts of a speech are like the classification of the words. Okay, so every word has a function. And according to the function, we classify it in one way. Entonces aquí tenemos primero los nouns. So this is a kind of lexical group. This is a kind of part of a speech. So what are nouns? What do you think? Do you remember if someone tells you nouns? What comes to your mind? ¿Qué son los nouns? It's translated as sustantivos. What are nouns? Does anyone remember, have an idea? You can tell anything, what you remember.
About object, articles, persons, the physical things.
Okay, good. And also,
Is the entity that performing the action?
good. Muy bien. I see that you have some conceptions already. Good. Tienen una idea, but very well. So the nouns are things, and they can perform, as Fernando said, they can perform as subjects. Subjects are the things in the sentence that perform the action. Subjects son aquellos que hacen la acción. Y estos son un tipo de sustantivos, but we also have objects that they can also behave like objects. That means that they receive the effect of the action. Okay, so for example, if I say, Daniel studies science. Daniel estudia ciencia. So we have two nouns. Aquí hay dos sustantivos. Entonces no hay que confundir un sustantivo con un sujeto. Daniel is the only one subject. Daniel es sujeto porque él ejerce la acción. Science es un sustantivo que en este caso lo usamos como un objeto. ¿Ok? ¿Qué quiere decir objeto? Que es usado, ¿no? Tal como cualquier otro objeto. Entonces, Daniel estudia. ¿Qué estudia Daniel? La ciencia. La ciencia es estudiada por Daniel. So, we have Daniel, it's a personal noun. Daniel es what we say, noun, sustantivo personal. And we have, que también están los pronombres personales. And we have science, which is a common noun. Okay. Okay, it is also proper noun and common noun. Muy bien, vamos a ver más a fondo esos, pero los sustantivos son todo lo que recibe un nombre, ¿no? Si yo, por ejemplo, agarro una pluma, so this is pen, aquí lo pueden ver las imágenes, so the cat, the cat, for example, animals, the grass, todo lo que vemos aquí en esta imagen, todos esos son sustantivos, cosas. Los sustantivos son cosas, right? Very well. But the thing is that nouns can also be abstract things, cosas también que son abstractas, no son tangibles, right? For example, some feelings, love, el amor, hatred. We could say, I don't know, wisdom, sabiduría, right? Those are abstract, so they don't exist, but they receive a name. Okay, this is important. Y during the test, you need to identify this. Durante el examen, si nosotros podemos identificar cuál es el sustantivo o de los grupos de palabras, cuál es un verbo, it will be easier. Okay, let's move on a little bit quick. What is a verb? Who can tell me what is a verb?
The action.
Exactly, actions. Very well. Now, here let's connect. Vamos a conectarlo. What things can perform verbs? ¿Cuáles son las cosas? ¿Cuál es el grupo que puede ejercer verbos, que puede hacer verbos, realizar acciones?
Persons,
Person, good.
animals.
Animals, so the nouns, right?
Mhm.
Very well. So we will see little by little how we can use them to make sentences. Están todas estas subcategorías que las veremos después. Okay, adverbs. Adverbs, you know adverbs? Does anyone remember something about adverbs?
I think it's something that describes to the noun or to the action.
Good. The adverbs describe, exactly, the adverbs describe actions, verbs, how you do something, right? So the adverbs can answer to questions that adverbs do, right? Los adverbios contestan preguntas acerca de los verbos. For example, if I say, I do homework, how do you do homework? Where do you do homework? When do you do homework? How much? How often? So when I say, for example, how do you do homework? ¿Cómo haces tarea? Pues pacíficamente, cuidadosamente, lentamente, bien, fácilmente, right? So all these words are adverbs. No están en esta diapositiva, pero también hay otro grupo que son los adjectives. Adjectives. And do you remember what are adjectives? Could you tell us what are adjectives?
They are about the characteristic of the nouns. No remember.
Exactly. So Adjectives describe nouns. Adverbs describe verbs. Good. So we have in a language words that describe. Tenemos entonces en los idiomas palabras que describen a los sustantivos y palabras que describen a los verbos. All right. This is important. Let's see. We also have determiners. Determiners are these words that, as you can see, the function is to determine, right? Para determinar. Determinar qué? Determinar algo sobre el sustantivo, all right? So, in this case, the possessive, we have, for example, esos son algunos subcategorías. We have possessive adjectives. If you say car, for example, or cat, or computer, or any other word, this doesn't tell me anything about these things, right? Entonces yo, por ejemplo, digo my car y así con esto puedo decir algo, comentar algo, determinar algo sobre el sustantivo. His car, el carro de él, ¿no? Entonces la palabra my, his, your, los posesivos son determinantes. They are determiners. The articles, in English, we have just three, and the, those are also determiners. And the demonstrative adjectives, this, that, these, those, este, ese, esos, estos, etc. Right? Those are other category of words in the quantifiers, many, little, few, much. But we will see these, nos vamos un poco solamente como en general, pero los veremos después cada uno a fondo. Now the prepositions, do you know what are prepositions? Or what do you imagine que sea la función de los prepositions? What does it, what do prepositions want to help in the sentences? What do they want to do?
Describe the position of the noun in some place.
To be specific.
Good.
Location.
Location, very well. Yes, there are prepositions of location or place, and there are prepositions of time. The most common are like the ones you see here, but we also have different prepositions for direction, for contrast, for exemplification, exception, cause and effect. Pero esas palabritas que tenemos acá, between, in, above, behind, on, up, generalmente son pequeñas palabras. Esas son preposiciones. Okay. So, and they have different functions. For example, when you give directions for someone, right? So, let's move on to the next one. Pronouns. Pronouns has the word nouns inside, right? Pronouns. So, what do you think is the meaning of the pronouns?
I think are manners to refer to nouns.
Good. Very well. The pronouns are substitutions for the nouns. If I don't need to tell your name, for example, I don't need to say Ale, so I can say, sorry, Ale, I can say she, right? I can say she. So the pronouns help you not to repeat the pronoun, but they point at it, right? Se refieren al sustantivo, lo sustituyen, right? They are substitutions to the nouns. What are the conjunctions? Have you heard about conjunctions? Los conectores. What are conjunctions for? do you think? Does anyone, anything that comes to your mind, you can tell me your ideas.
They can help to connect words, phrases, or sentences.
I think they help us to understand more easily some sentences.
Good. So it's just like you seen in the image here. You see this man that is laying the bricks one above the other, and he's using the concrete, not the cement, to put the bricks together, right? So conjunctions are these. Conjunctions help you to join words and sentences. They help you to connect sentences. Some examples: for, and, but, or. Esos son algunos ejemplos de conjunciones. So, okay, we haven't finished. We also have the exclamations. Okay, these are words that are not these are words that are not actually words, ¿no? O sea, escribirlos no es quizá el no nacen de esta forma, sino que son más algo que palabras que nacen del inglés hablado. Yeah. So we have like, oh, yuck, wow, well, really, huh? Y por ejemplo, no sé, los británicos dicen in it, los canadienses dicen a, los americanos dicen huh, ¿no? So they are like some kind of expressions, and we could say also like some muletillas. Those are like some exclamations we have in English. Okay, so this is basically, we see that there are different kinds of words. Hay diferentes tipos de palabras de acuerdo y están clasificadas a su uso, right? It's like a science, we could say. It's a science. So, very well. I don't know if you have any questions. No los vamos a ver quizá ahorita todos a fondo. But do you have any questions about the parts of a speech? No. Okay, very well. So that's good. We're going to move forward. We had this little lesson, but we are going to check it, like we need to understand it really well. So now we're going to practice. We're going to work on the next test. Okay, so this is an English test of general English, and we're going to do the next thing. We're going to identify, I'm going to ask you, les voy a pedir, identifica, no sé, el sustantivo, identifica el verbo, identifica el adverbio, and you will tell me what is this one. At the same time, we're going to try to answer, and at the same time, we're going to identify the question. So we're going to do like 3 things. We're going to identify what kind of question this is. We are going to answer the question, and we're going to identify parts of a speech. Okay, let's work on the next example. Okay, so vamos a contestar esta. Voy a contestar esta primero, ¿no? Nada más fácil. So, number 1, can I park here? So, let's check this question, right? I read the answer. Sorry, I did that. It's the same place, only for half an hour. Now, we need to identify the question. What does the question want from me? ¿Qué quiere esta pregunta de mí? Well, first we need to see, this is a question that it's actually to complete a part of the conversation. Alguien pregunta esto, yo contesto esto. Okay, no es como completar una oración. You need to imagine that you're having a conversation with a person and what you will answer. Some of the questions in the exam will be similar. You will have to complete a conversation or you will have to complete a sentence. Okay. Now, this will require, este tipo de pregunta es por conversational skills, habilidades conversacionales, es decir, realmente no necesito no es una pregunta gramatical ni de vocabulario, solamente es de habilidades conversacionales. So that's good to know. What kind of question is this? All right. Ahora vamos a contestar esta pregunta. Pueden poner en el chat. Les voy a dar 10 segundos o 15 segundos o 20 para cada pregunta. Y después les comento cuál es la respuesta correcta y analizamos juntos si alguien tiene alguna duda. All right. So, please, what is your answer? Todos pongan su respuesta. Y de preferencia, por ejemplo, pongan el número de la pregunta y A, B o C. ¿No? A, B o C. Para así irlas contando y ver cómo nos va en este examen como diagnóstico, ¿no? Okay. So, yes, it's letter C. So I see no one has questions, right? It's the most logical thing to answer. Muy bien. Ahora vamos a hacer una pregunta. ¿Qué es park en esta pregunta? Vamos a hacer un poco de ejercicio con lo que acabamos de ver de las partes discursivas. Ale, park. ¿Qué uso tiene park? ¿Será un sustantivo? A noun? A verb? An adverb? An adjective? What do you think?
I think it's a verb.
Good. It's a verb. Sometimes you have a same word, which according to the context will have other meaning, right? Park también significa parque, yeah? But in this case, that would be a noun, sería sustantivo. Y aquí es un verbo. Ok. Entonces ya tienen más o menos una idea de lo que vamos a seguir haciendo con los siguientes ejercicios. Ok, so let's move on. And I would like to ask, please, Cres, can you help us with number 2? Read the question and the answers.
Number 2, what color will you paint the children's bedroom? I think it's letter B. We can decide.
Okay, please everyone leave your answer. Tenemos 10 segundos para contestar esta pregunta. You can write A, B, or C. Okay, so it's correct. We can't decide. Good. What kind of question is this? Se nos pasó eso. ¿Qué tipo de pregunta es esta? What do you think? What do they want from us? ¿Qué quieren de nosotros al preguntarnos esto?
¿Una pregunta abierta?
Not exactly.
I think it's a conversation.
Yes, conversational skills. Again, it's not really about grammar. Now, some grammar can help you because the question is will. So it's future. So it's impossible that the answer is past, for example. Right? Si la pregunta está en futuro, no podemos contestar en pasado. Now, none of these answers, ninguna de estas respuestas está en futuro. No? But you need conversational skills to answer. Good. Very well. Excellent. And what do you think is the word color? ¿Qué creen cuál es la función o a qué grupo pertenece la palabra color? ¿Qué es color?
Adjective.
Bueno, un color, es decir, si yo digo, por ejemplo, el carro es amarillo, car is yellow, entonces sí es un adjetivo. Pero la palabra color O sea, no un color, la palabra color, right? The word color, what is that?
Yellow.
It's a noun. Exactly. It's a noun. Very well. Now, interestingly, colors can be both. Los colores pueden ser adjetivos y sustantivos. For example, if I tell you the car is yellow, bueno, eso es un adjetivo. But if I say yellow is my favorite color, entonces el color amarillo, entonces aquí funciona como sustantivo. El amarillo es mi color favorito. Okay. Very well. Let's analyze the next question. Can you please help me read Heidi, number 3?
Yes, teacher. I can understand this email.
Okay, the answers are, would you like some help? Don't you know? I suppose you can. 10 segundos para que todos pongan su respuesta, please. Ready? Okay. So let me see what you answer. Would you like some help? Exactly. Muy bien. So again, it's not really a question about grammar. It's a question of conversational skills. Alguien nos dice, no puedo entender este correo. ¿Qué le contestamos? Entonces hay que buscar lo que es más lógico, right? So in this case, would you like some help? Because you can't, so you need help, right? So I offer you help. Exactly. In this case, it could be tricky because you have can't, and here you have can't, so you match it, but no, not natural answer. Okay, and what do you think is this? Jairo, ¿qué es la palabra this?
Is a connector.
Close. Puede confundirse con conector, pero no. It's a determiner. Okay, it's a determiner. Es un determinante. Very well. This email, todos los demostrativos, este, ese, aquel, aquellos. We're going to use, those are demonstratives. Okay, let's check number 4, please. Victor, help us please with number 4.
I would like to ticket for tomorrow night.
Okay. De nuevo, esa es una de conversacional. How much did you pay? Afternoon and evening?
I
For you.
I think the letter C.
Okay, you have 10 seconds, everyone, please, to write. So the correct answer, a ver qué pusieron. Sí, yes, very well. Let's see, what is for? ¿Qué creen que sea for?
Connector.
Connector. Could be, but not really.
Preposition.
Exactly, it's a hold on. It's a preposition. Bye. Where is it? Prepositions. Esas palabras como for, on, up. Those are prepositions. We will see later more in deep. Very well. Tomorrow we will continue with this. Mañana continuamos. Very well. So we will continue with this test. Thank you so much for joining, everyone, and see you the next class. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.
Thank you, teacher.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.